everyone, you got Frankenfoot here, trying hard with that theme music. While the car's warming up, let's try to look at 2 quick war attacks. I'm kind of late doing this because weekends are super busy and I don't ever have time to do anything. And 2 not great war attacks. Anyway, so I'm not like super excited to share these things. Here we go. So here's the first one, and this one hurt. Oh, I should have been able to take care of this one. His expos aren't maxed. His heroes are only mid-level. Walls are weak. This should have been easy money for me, but it wasn't. So it's been a while since I've seen this attack, but looking at this, let me tell you what I think I did. Our objectives are to funnel, get the clan castle troops, and get the Valkyries in on a path to get the queen. Those are the 3 main objectives. And then the hogs can clean up the rest. So you can get a lure if you drop a golem here. So I probably elected to drop a golem, 2 golems somewhere around here. This is an easy lure here. Or an easy funnel, because you've got just a few buildings here and they're far away. The guy that scared me, as I recall, was this guy. I wanted him gone pretty bad. Now he's not... I think what I did was I dropped a minion up here and another one down here and let them start working on that guy. And then you can drop minions here and you can get this entire half of the funnel done. So 1, 2, 3, 4 minions. And then a golem can come down right in the right spot to tank for all these things. Let's see, not worried about the wizard tower, but we can get this guy. Don't have to worry about him, this guy. We can get all those things with a golem over here, and then you can wall break in. But I bet what I did was I dropped a wall breaker golem over here first to start tanking for some of these guys to spread out the love of the single point fire. And he would have brought the clan castle troops anyway, so I would have had some wizards or poison or whatever I needed to do to take them out. Fresh hit, no idea what's in there whatsoever. And now here's why this is sort of a little crafty, ingenious base. If you look around, this is the side you really want to come in from. Well, I guess you could have come in from here, but in terms of funneling, this is the most bang for your buck. But on the non-corners of the bases, he's got these tiny compartments. This is kind of a bigger compartment here. In hindsight, I should have come in from that way, I'm thinking. But what I was hoping was I could get the wall breakers here, and I can funnel the Valkyries around here, and eventually the queen will start shooting on them around here, and they'll move in this way. And this way everything will keep moving into the interior of the base. When you've got your defenses right up on the edge like this, that's really bad bait to get the Valkyries to go on the outside of the base. So for extra insurance, I'm bringing a jump spell that I'm going to place right here just to keep things moving toward the interior of the base. The downside for that is the Valks would come in, and I'd probably drop a rage spell here and then a jump spell, and I think the timing was just bad because they're going to take damage. Here comes a jump, and then a rage here, take damage, and now they're going to be very ready for their first heal, probably late on their first heal by now, and I will have jumped and raged, and so they're just going to peter out eventually. So I think that was my mistake. But yeah, well, let's replay it and we'll see what exactly happened here. It's been a while since I've seen this attack, so let's hope I didn't forget anything. So we got 2 minions coming in on the outside, 1 minion up here, 1 minion down here. So now they're starting to work. Oh, the minion took a turn to go in that direction. I didn't expect him to do that. I expect him to go straight down. So now this guy's still standing. That sucks. Here comes a golem. I put a wizard behind him. Clan castle troops can be taken out with a poison, and the king can take some damage too, with a little bit of love of that poison. So hopefully that'll take care of them, but that golem's really taking a beating. And then here comes this other golem. Really want that thing to go before I send my Valks out. Wall breakers coming in. For once, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Golem redirects. Here comes the heroes. Valkyries behind them. They're going into the base. Bolas should come out. Everything's looking okay. King should fall. And I didn't expect that. My Valkyries, half of them split and went that direction. But here's what I'm talking about. They are starting to look pretty rough on health, some of these Valkyries. So I really wanted a heal spell. So I tried to combine a heal and a jump, but that is relatively poor. because your Valks don't spend much time in that heal spell, like if they were beating up on a wall. And some Valks just did too much splitting up, and they didn't quite do it. And the other problem is my Queen and my bowlers kind of went to the edge of the base, so that didn't help anything. But I think here's what really killed it. I send my hogs in, and I'm trying to be patient on this heal spell because they got a lot of base to cover. And they hit one giant bomb, like, oh, okay, well, that wizard tower's gone. They just got this mortar they can get to. I'll drop a heal spell around here. But then they hit a second giant bomb, which doesn't vaporize them, but they're just on a sliver of health. And by the time I get there, that giant bomb took most of them out. So the moral of the story is, even though giant bombs don't do double damage anymore, a double giant bomb can still hurt you pretty bad. And that was just it. Just not enough to get it done at this point. Did my best to drop wizards on the outside and just get as much of a high percentage as I can in case the war came down to that. But yeah, Valks did all right, I guess. They didn't behave as well as I'd like. Could have picked a better entry point, I think, in hindsight. This edge was just so far away from that queen. It was troubling. But yeah, bad place to entry. A lot of small compartments. I had to send the Valks around the edge, and that's never a good thing. You want to go into the core if you possibly can, but just no good way to do that here. So pretty clever base design here. Kind of lured me into a place I shouldn't have gone into. And the second one, gee whiz, there's not much you can get out of this. I sort of changed my attack target with about 30 seconds left in the war, so I had the wrong army and no time to plan. But let's see, where on earth is this guy? Oh, because somebody came in right behind me and still couldn't do it. Yeah, we had a 10 not do it, so I guess I feel kind of good, but not really. I feel like crap. So I was sort of shooting off the cuff here. And this is an awful looking base in terms of getting troops to go in. But I noticed I've got both my heroes here. And I've got a clan castle that I can kind of lure here. So as I recall, with this army composition that was made for a different base, I was going to send a giant in here, and then he can start getting beat up on stuff, and I'll send a golem behind him. That way the golem takes a little bit less damage. And then I can send a hog or two in here, and they'll take down this guy, and wherever they move next is going to be in the range of this. And then I can drop another golem on this side and start the funnel and move things in. Now, the problem with this is a massive cluster of point defense and heroes. And this guy is set to ground too. It's always rough when you send your golem in right to the heroes, because they'll just start getting beaten up pretty darn quick. It's almost never the right thing to do, and especially when you've got two high-ish level heroes here. Oh, it was a mistake on my part, but it's what I elected to do. You see, he's got interesting little traps everywhere else in his base. You can barely see it, but there's a little gap right there. So if you thought you might send a golem here and a golem here, they're probably both going to go in that direction. So, tricky little nasty base. But the problem I ran into is just too much damage on my golems right away. They didn't last. Didn't have the right spell composition. Didn't really have the right army composition. Oh, I sent 3 hogs in too. Woo. Oh, okay, I had a 12 hog army. So I get the lure, and what would come out but a freaking lava hound? Not at all what I wanted, because that's going to take so long to take down. So I drop all my wizards just in hope to start tearing down this lava hound. But I got my queen working on things. Or the queen comes and takes out golems. My other golem is pretty much gone. And I just want to be patient and try to take this hound out before I send the Valks in and the bowlers in, because he will just completely knock the crap out of the Valks. But look how long it's taken the queen to get him down. If I had known there was a lava hound in there, I would approach this probably differently. And there come the pups. I do my best. I should have dropped poison, but everything has gone wrong. I'm so flustered. Hopefully my first heal's coming down here. I've neglected to drop the bowlers. So I'm in a bad place right now. The Valks go in, they do their job, just in between the point defense and the pups. They just can't hold it. They can't hold it. I finally realized I haven't dropped my bowlers, so I dropped them. But this just all fell apart. Clan Castle troops will just rip to shred your Valks if you don't deploy them, if you don't take care of them properly. So I'm just doing everything I can. Please help me get 2 stars here. And out come a bunch of skeletons. And notice now that the core's not gutted, the hogs, instead of going around the edge of the base, all went into the middle of the base where point defense is just, rampantly horrendous. Now, the bowlers, to their credit, are holding on, trying to do anything they can, but there's just not much left for them to do. And eventually I do get the town hall, just by sheer dumb luck, but, bad planning, bad attack, bad circumstance. But that's the way it rolls sometimes, so let's hope I can do better in this next war. Getting kind of, I'll hold that thought for later. Alright, I'll upload this when I get home. Peace, y'all.